Hello and welcome. You're watching Six Path Weeb. Today's fanfic topic is, what if Naruko mastered Reanimation Jutsu? Part 2. Disclaimer, the content on this channel is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any of the anime footage used in my videos. All rights and credits go to their respective creators and copyright holders. Let's dive in. Sakura stirred awake and blinked in the bright morning light. She realized she wasn't in her own room. The walls were familiar yet different, soft yellow curtains and a cozy, sunny bed. She glanced down and realized she had slept in Naruko's room. Sakura rubbed her eyes, trying to remember how she got here, but a small pinch in her neck reminded her she must have slept awkwardly. She looked at the dresser and saw a neatly written note. Hey Sakura-chan, I had to run out early to visit Ba-chan. Don't worry about me, take your time getting ready. Shower, breakfast, whatever you need. Be back soon. Love ya, Naruko. Sakura smiled warmly at the note. Naruko's thoughtfulness always made her heart feel light. She quickly got ready and headed out to find her. Later, in Tsunade's office, Naruko sat nervously across from the fifth Hokage. So, you're going to tell them? Tsunade asked, leaning forward with a curious smile. Naruko bit her lip. Yes. But Ino broke into my room last night when Sakura was visiting. I wasn't expecting that. Tsunade raised an eyebrow. Oh? Do tell. Naruko fidgeted. Well, it's a little complicated. I just want to make sure Sakura's okay. Tsunade chuckled knowingly. Ah, young love. Always complicated, huh? Before they could continue, Shizune rushed in. Lady Tsunade. Sakura-chan is outside. She wants to see you and Naruko. Tsunade sighed. Shizune, thank you. Let's see what she needs. Outside, Sakura looked a bit worried. Naruko dashed to her side, her bright eyes filled with concern. Sakura-chan, what's wrong? Naruko asked. Sakura hugged her tightly. Some of the villagers were saying unkind things. I just wanted to be kind, but they didn't understand. Naruko's expression softened. It's okay. We'll handle this together. You don't have to face anything alone. She guided Sakura to a nearby bench. Stay here for a moment, I'll talk to them gently. Naruko walked toward the villagers with calm confidence. Hello, everyone. I know there was some confusion yesterday. Sakura-chan is kind and brave. She didn't mean to upset anyone. Let's all be friends, okay? At first, the villagers were hesitant, but Naruko's sincerity made them pause. Slowly, they nodded and smiled, realizing they had been too harsh. Naruko returned to Sakura's side, smiling. See? Sometimes people just need a little understanding. Everyone can be friends if we try. Sakura hugged her again, grateful for Naruko's bravery. You always know how to make things better. Later, as the two of them walked to the training fields, Sakura looked thoughtful. Naruko, I want to learn that teleportation jutsu you use. It's amazing. Naruko laughed gently. It's tricky, but I can teach you. Let's take it step by step. Sakura grinned. We don't have to rush. I just want to grow stronger with you, and share all the adventures we can. Naruko's eyes sparkled. That's the spirit. Together, we can do anything. Hand in hand, the two friends, brave, kind, and full of dreams, flashed away in a bright golden light toward the training fields, ready for another day of learning, laughter, and friendship. Yeah. Must have been Naruko, Sasuke said. Well, whatever she wants to talk about, she needs to explain why her name isn't Uzumaki. Ino huffed. Why do you even care, Ino? Sasuke asked. Because it doesn't make sense. I did some research last night, and the Yondaime's last name was Namikaze. And that fox thing yesterday had 9 tails. I need to know what's going on, Ino exclaimed. Sasuke rolled his eyes but kept walking. When the 4 ninja arrived, they saw Choji happily munching on a bag of chips, Shikamaru staring thoughtfully at the clouds, Kakashi quietly reading his book, and Lee marveling at something only he could see. Kiba was chatting with Hinata, Shino was inspecting bugs under a tree, and the council was quietly observing. Ino, you didn't tell me your dad was here, Sasuke remarked. Ino glanced over, smiling. I didn't know either, but he's always happy to see you, Sasuke, she said, giving him a quick kiss on the cheek. Sasuke knew she was right but didn't feel like talking to him yet. Suddenly, a small crater formed around the 3 stumps. Everyone looked up to see Sakura peeking around. Naruko, come out. We have company, she called. Naruko appeared beside her, bouncing lightly. Before anyone could react, she playfully bumped into the stump, making everyone laugh. You let your guard down, Sakura teased, but Naruko twirled away, laughing. Naruko took a gentle breath and addressed everyone. Thanks for coming. I asked the council here so I could explain something very important. But first, I need to tell you about a night that happened 16 years ago. About the Kyubi no Kitsune. Everyone gathered around, sitting or leaning against trees. Naruko perched herself on a stump, her eyes bright. 16 years ago, the Kyubi attacked the village, she began. In the academy and textbooks, you were told that the fourth Hokage defeated the fox by sacrificing his life. That wasn't entirely true. Neji tilted his head. What do you mean, Naruko? The Kyubi is still alive, but she is sealed, Naruko explained calmly. The fourth Hokage sealed the Kyubi inside a baby. That baby was me. Gasps rippled through the group. Eyes widened as pieces clicked together. That's why you could summon so much chakra when we fought, Neji murmured. And why you could save Sakura and handle Gaara. Naruko nodded. The fox you all saw yesterday? That's the Kyubi. She's strong, but she can't come out unless I ask her to. And she can't go wild unless I let her. The group was silent, processing this. Lee's eyes glistened with tears, Shikamaru sighed deeply, and others remembered times they had been unkind to Naruko without understanding. Naruko smiled gently. Now, about my parents. And why my last name is Namikaze instead of Uzumaki. She glanced at Ino, who raised an eyebrow. Minato Namikaze was the fourth Hokage. My father. Everyone blinked in surprise. Impossible. He was never married, Kiba exclaimed. Naruko giggled softly. He was married, but quietly. My mother's name was Kushina Uzumaki. She passed away sealing the Kyubi, protecting me. For my safety, my name was changed to keep me hidden until the right time. The elders looked at her with shock. What about proof? Koharu asked. Naruko's expression remained calm. Some records were erased to protect me, but that doesn't change who I am. I know, and that's what matters. Sakura stepped forward. Naruko. That's amazing. Naruko smiled warmly. This day isn't about the attack. It's about bringing everyone together. Family isn't just about names, it's about love and trust. She opened a series of 9 scrolls, and with a swirl of bright chakra, summoned friendly creatures and allies. First came Gamakichi, a giant toad, who saluted her cheerfully. Need something, boss? Bring one of my clones, Naruko commanded. With a flick of her hands and a sparkle of energy, her clone appeared, smiling with the same spark in her eyes. Look. Sage mode, Jiraiya said, astonished. You did it. Naruko laughed softly. It took practice, but it's all about patience and balance. Then, to show the council the truth, she gently performed a summoning, and 2 figures appeared. Their forms shimmered and changed, becoming the fourth Hokage, Minato, and Kushina Uzumaki, alive in magical form to meet their daughter. Naruko's eyes filled with joy. My family, she whispered. We're together now. Everyone gasped, then cheered softly. For once, there was no fear or anger, just warmth, love, and a sense of belonging. Today wasn't a day of past sorrows, it was the day a family reunited, a village watched in wonder, and a girl named Naruko showed that courage, kindness, and love could heal even the oldest wounds. Minato-kun. She called. Minato whipped his head around to see his wife. Kushina? What is going on? I thought I was gone, Minato said, hugging her tightly in surprise. That takes a lot of energy, Naruko said, settling down on the ground. The 2 adults turned to her and froze. Naruko, however, didn't seem to notice, they were the ones frozen by the moment. Naruko, what just happened? Kiba asked in awe. This is Naruko? Kushina whispered, stunned. Calm down, Kiba. Sume called out. Kiba stopped in his tracks. I just want to know why she did that. Isn't that some kind of magical jutsu? Kiba asked. Yeah, but Grandma said it was okay, Naruko replied with a small grin. She stood up and walked toward the adults. Wow, didn't think my mom was that amazing, Naruko said, grinning and scratching the back of her head. Kushina laughed and swept Naruko into a tight hug. My Naruko is here, she said, her eyes sparkling. Normally, Sakura might have felt jealous in a moment like this, but today she couldn't care less. Kushina had waited so long, 16 years, to see her daughter alive. Naruko hugged her back, and soon Minato joined in the family hug. Tsunade smiled warmly at the scene. I think this is even better than paperwork, don't you agree? She asked the council. They nodded in agreement. We, the council, declare Naruko Namikaze the heir of the Namikaze family, Inoiki announced proudly. Minato pulled away and grinned at everyone. Hey, everyone. Looks like you've all got seats now, huh? Minato laughed, his grin contagious. Kushina wiped her tears and studied her daughter. You look just like your father, she said softly. Really? I hadn't noticed, Naruko replied, scratching her nose with her usual playful smile. Naruko glanced at her scrolls and the little summoned frog, Gamikachi. Hey, boss, want another clone? She asked knowingly. Not just one, I need 4. That magic is exhausting, Gamikachi said. In an instant, 4 little Naruko clones appeared, helping her regain her energy. All better. Naruko cheered. Kushina gasped as she noticed Sakura standing nearby. Are you Sakura? She asked softly. Sakura nodded, unsure what to expect. But Kushina's worry melted away as she hugged Sakura tightly. You have your mother's hair but your father's eyes, Kushina said, beaming. You knew my father? Sakura asked in surprise. Yes. He always tried to ask me out, but your mother? Well, she taught him a lesson, Kushina teased with a wink. Alright, now I'm going to summon a few more people, not just my parents. Consider it a little reward for everyone getting stronger. They'll only stay for 2 days, Naruko explained. The council gasped as more familiar faces appeared, smiling and laughing as if they had never been gone. Young boys and girls reunited with parents, siblings, and old friends. Naruko's magical summoning had brought everyone together for a joyful reunion. Nawaki. I'm so happy to see you, Tsunade cried, hugging her brother tightly. Brother? Hisashi smiled warmly at Neji, who hugged him with all his heart. Kiba's father appeared, and Kiba ran to him with a big hug. I missed you, he said. His father laughed and hugged him back. Even Sasuke, who had been tense, relaxed as he saw familiar faces appear beside him. Ino watched him carefully. Father, are those? Ino asked softly. Yes, Inoiki said gently. Those are Sasuke's parents. Sometimes, closure comes from seeing those we care about again. Naruko clapped her hands, and everyone laughed as the magical moment continued. The sun shone brightly, and the day felt full of warmth, family, and the magic of reconnecting with loved ones. Naruko was only thinking of one thing. Mother? Father? The woman with long raven-colored hair and dark onyx eyes gasped at seeing her. Naruko-chan? Mikato asked. The man next to her whipped his head around at the sound of her name. Mikato rushed forward, embracing Naruko in a warm hug. Slowly, Naruko hugged her back. Mother? She whispered. Mikato's eyes shone with happiness. My, Naruko, you've grown so strong. Mikato grinned. Naruko? Is that really you? Fugaku asked, stepping closer. Mikato stood by Naruko's side. Father? Naruko called. Fugaku looked at her with awe and stepped even closer. It really is you. Naruko, he whispered. Naruko, with a sudden burst of courage, pulled her usually serious father into a gentle hug. I missed you, father, she murmured. Fugaku stiffened at first but then realized this was his daughter, the child he had been separated from for so many years. He returned the hug, whispering a quiet apology. Nearby, Sakura watched in amazement. She saw friends reunited with loved ones and noticed Naruko on the ground, talking with her father. Hey, Sakui. Sakura's mother's voice called. Sakura turned and saw a man a little older than Naruko, perhaps around her father's age. When the man finally saw her, he froze. Wait. Those eyes. You have her hair, but those eyes. Those are my eyes. He cupped his chin thoughtfully. Kushina groaned. I forgot to mention, he's really dense, she said. The man looked at Kushina. Hey, Kushina. How's the baby? He asked. My baby is 16 now, Ryu. You've been gone for 16 years, Kushina said gently. Ryu's joyful expression faded as reality sank in. Wait. If I've been gone, how come Sakui hasn't aged a day? He asked, pointing. You baka. You just realized this isn't Sakui, Kushina scolded, knocking him lightly on the head. Oh. It isn't her? Then who is she? Ryu asked, rubbing his head. Her name is Sakura. Your daughter, Kushina said. Sakura gasped, finally realizing this kind-hearted man was her father. Ryu thought, wow. My daughter? Hope she's happy. Dad? Sakura asked softly. Sakura? Ryu whispered. Sakura's eyes filled with tears, and Naruko, noticing, moved closer. Sakura-chan, what's wrong? She asked. Calm down, silly. She's crying because she's happy. It's her father, Kushina explained, pulling Naruko gently back to her father's side. Ryu smirked at the sight. Then, noticing Naruko's gentle touch, he realized she wasn't just any girl, she had the warmth and courage of someone special. Guessing he's your boyfriend? Ryu teased. Naruko ignored the question and hugged him tightly, feeling the comfort of her father's presence.
I didn't say you had to let me go, silly girl, Ryu whispered with a smile.
Naruko held him closer, enjoying the warmth that felt different from her mother's, yet familiar in a comforting way. Nearby, Kakashi met his father Sakumo. Father, he said quietly. Son, Sakumo replied, nodding. Their quiet, unspoken understanding spoke volumes, though few around them noticed. Minato watched with a gentle smile. So, was there a reason you brought us back, Naruko? He asked. Naruko scratched her head and nodded. Yes. There are many others I want to see again. With this power, it's no trouble. Kushina tilted her head. Wait. More people? Yes. And when it's done, we can help the village see the importance of family, Naruko said. Minato nodded proudly. I am proud of you. Have you been chosen for Hokage yet? Naruko shook her head. Not yet. Some villagers are slow to understand. But maybe if we show them the joy of reunions, they'll see me differently. Kushina scowled playfully. Stubborn villagers. Naruko smiled. Come on, everyone. Let's return to the village. We have hearts to brighten and smiles to share. The crowd cheered, their spirits lifted, as Naruko led the way, a brave, kind, and unstoppable young girl, bringing love and joy to everyone around her. After witnessing the nine-tailed fox return, the village was buzzing with worry. Many remembered the chaos of 16 years ago and feared that the fox would bring trouble again. But so far, nothing had happened, and slowly, the villagers began to feel relief. Now, they could focus on honoring the shinobi and villagers who had given their lives during that fateful attack. Everything was peaceful until a bright yellow flash suddenly lit up the village, radiating from the Hokage monument. The villagers squinted and blinked, shielding their eyes, and when the light faded, they gasped in surprise. Standing proudly atop each face of the monument were the 5 Hokages. The Shodai and Nidaime stood tall and dignified. The Sandaime cast a calm yet stern gaze over the village, while the Godaime glared down with a look that demanded respect. But the most startling sight of all was the Yondaime Hokage. Beside him were 2 figures, a woman with long, fiery red hair and a teenage girl who looked almost exactly like the 4th Hokage, except for the whisker marks, which she didn't have. She's alive. The 4th Hokage is alive. A villager shouted, and cheers erupted across the crowd. But the Hokage's voices cut through the excitement. Silence, they commanded. Slowly, the villagers quieted. This village has forgotten its own shame, Shodai began. 16 years ago, it was attacked by the Kyuubi. Not by this girl. Not by her family. Not by the one who risked everything to protect you. Nidaime's voice followed. Naruko Namikaze put her life on the line for this village, yet you ignored her courage. You turned your backs on her, denied her kindness, and treated her with cruelty. And for what? For nothing. The villagers murmured, guilt flickering across their faces as Sandaime spoke. Even after all she endured, she saved this village. She saved you. And yet, some of you still call her a danger. But she almost destroyed our home, someone shouted. Enough, Minato roared, his voice shaking the air. Naruko did no such thing. It was Madara Uchiha who brought destruction, not her, not the Kyuubi. She saved this village from ruin. She gave everything for you ungrateful people. Tsunade stepped forward, her voice steady and fierce. Did any of you think what would happen if you treated her cruelly? Did you consider that every act of hatred you showed could push her toward losing control? And yet, despite everything, she forgives you. She forgives all of you. Because her dream is to protect and lead this village, not to hurt it. The crowd fell into a stunned silence. She has saved the village from the Sans Jinchuriki, Gaara, Nidaime continued, and from the Kyuubi itself. She holds incredible power in her hands, but she uses it only to protect. She has given her heart, her courage, and her life for this village. And now, She has even brought back those who fell 16 years ago, for 2 days, so you may see the cost of your mistakes. Suddenly, the village square filled with familiar faces from the past. Loved ones who had been lost embraced their families, scolding them gently for failing to see Naruko's goodness. Tears and laughter mingled, and the villagers felt joy mixed with guilt. Throughout it all, Naruko stood quietly, a small, proud smile tugging at her lips. Her friends noticed it first, Sakura's eyes widened, and even her family felt their hearts swell. "Naruko," Tsunade called gently. Naruko turned, her eyes wide as she looked up at the 5 Hokages and the council. "In all our history, nothing like this has ever happened," Sandaime spoke with a soft smile. "The past 4 Hokages and the council recognize your talents, your courage, your kindness, and your leadership. We, together, announce you as the future Rakudaime Hokage. Do you accept?" Naruko blinked, her heart racing. "Me, Hokage? Are you sure?" "Absolutely," Sandaime replied warmly. "We have no doubt you will surpass all of us." "My granddaughter has informed me of the challenges ahead," Shodai added. "The Akatsuki, the elders, if anyone can bring peace and protect this village, it is you." "We all believe in you," Nidaime said, smiling. "Take it, Naruko. Make us proud." Minato nodded. "We're waiting for you, Gaki." Naruko felt tears welling in her eyes, joy bursting through every part of her. "Yes. I'll do it. I'll be Hokage." She cheered, her voice full of determination. The Hokages laughed, their hearts lifted by her happiness. "Very well," Tsunade said, her eyes twinkling. "I have no plans to retire just yet, so you'll have 2 years to prepare. Come see me tomorrow, I have some important information for your team." Naruko nodded, her chest swelling with pride and excitement. The Hokages stood together, united, atop the monument, watching over the village as the sun dipped low in the sky, and the future of Konohagakure looked brighter than ever. "Ladies and gentlemen," Shadaime called. "Friends and heroes." Nindaime smiled. "Welcome," Sandaime said with a proud grin. "We, the 5 Hokages," Minato finished, "are here to present." Tsunade paused for effect. Naruko stepped forward, her bright eyes sparkling as she stood beside the Hokages. "The Rakudaime Hokage." The Hokages announced together. The crowd went quiet at first, making Naruko fidget slightly. Then a voice rang out, "Yahoo! Go Naruko!" Kiba cheered. Slowly, the crowd erupted, clapping and cheering. Some even bowed in respect. Naruko scratched the back of her head, feeling a strange tingle. "I'll be right back," she exclaimed, dashing off in a flash of yellow, Minato following closely behind. She arrived to see Kankuro staring at her. "Naruko? How did you get here?" he asked. "Doesn't matter," she said, scanning the sky. "What's going on?" Kankuro pointed to a giant crystal dome floating above the village. "Gaara's in trouble. The Akatsuki are after him. The one fighting him is a woman who can control crystals. I think her name is Guren." Before Naruko could respond, Minato appeared at her side. "Dad? Why did you follow?" she asked. "To see my daughter in action. And to help, of course," Minato replied. Naruko nodded. "All right. First, we need to crack that crystal. Kankuro, evacuate every civilian immediately." "Right. Baki." Kankuro ran off. "What do you think will work?" Minato asked. "I'll summon Kyubi, her attacks might crack the crystal. But you'll need to save Gaara. He's still fighting, but he's losing." Naruko's eyes narrowed as she looked toward the battle. "Evacuations are almost complete," Kankuro reported. "Good. Summoning Jutsu." Naruko bit her thumb and slammed her hand to the ground. Kyubi appeared, its eyes glinting. "The Akatsuki?" Kyubi guessed. "Yes," Naruko said. "Once the civilians are safe, you can grow and break that crystal dome. Gaara's getting tired." Kyubi's eyes turned toward the fight. Inside the dome, Gaara struggled. Every attempt to trap Guren in sand ended with her creating more crystal. Her left arm had already crystallized, and her chakra was running low. "That kunai didn't work," Guren said, smirking. "I was curious about it, though." Gaara's eyes flicked to 2 figures watching from the side. Blonde, energetic, and full of determination. "It worked," he muttered. "Why would you join the Akatsuki?" "That's my business," Guren snapped, charging forward. Naruko appeared beside Kyubi. "Come on. We need to help," she shouted. "Shut up. Use the jutsu." Kyubi growled. "No," Naruko scolded gently. That jutsu would harm the village. We're here to protect, not destroy. Then try this, Kyubi urged. Naruko concentrated, forming a glowing sphere of spinning energy in her hand. With the wind here in Suna, this should break the crystal. The Rasengan grew, the wind forming spinning blades around it. Wind style, Rasen Shuriken, Naruko cried, throwing it at the dome. Dad! Kyubi! Get ready, she shouted. The Rasen Shuriken collided with the crystal, exploding into sparkling shards. Minato instantly teleported into the debris and rescued Gaara, leaving only a flash of yellow. Guren was caught in the blast, and her form dissolved harmlessly in the light. Outside the gates, a cloaked Akatsuki figure watched the explosion. That's what you get for keeping me waiting, he muttered, turning to disappear into the shadows. Gaara blinked and saw Naruko smiling brightly. You're awake, Gaara. She cheered. Naruko? What happened? He asked. Nothing much, she teased. Just saved you from trouble. Gaara noticed someone behind her. Hey! Look who's here. Naruko grinned, and a woman stepped forward. Hello, Gaara-kun, she said warmly. Her dirty blonde hair framed her shoulders, and her calm blue eyes shone with love. She wore a simple dress and scarf. Kankuro and Tamari's faces lit up with joy. Gaara's heart raced, this was his mother. Mother? He whispered. You've grown into a wonderful Kazekage. I'm proud of you. He couldn't wait any longer. He leapt into her arms, hugging her tightly, and for a moment, nothing else mattered. Naruko smiled at the reunion. You did great, Gaara. You're truly fit to be a leader. Minato patted Naruko on the back. Well done, daughter. Naruko winked. And remember, once a year, she'll return, thanks to my chakra. 2 days, and then she must rest again. The siblings nodded, hearts full of joy. Tamari hugged her tightly. Thank you, she said softly. Kankuro nodded with a grin. No problem. Anytime you need me, just use a little chakra. I'll be there in a flash. Naruko called, vanishing alongside her father in a swirl of yellow light, leaving the siblings with their mother for a precious, magical reunion. Dear YouTube family, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Your support, whether through liking, sharing, or subscribing, truly motivates me to keep bringing you new content and ideas. Every view, comment, and subscription helps me grow this community, and I'm incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Feel free to share this with friends or anyone who might enjoy it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing from you and your feedback helps me improve. Thank you once again for being part of this journey. Your encouragement keeps me inspired to create and explore new things every day. Warm regards. 6 Path Weeb.